Jesus Christ. He almost fucking killed him. I've never seen a team have worse luck with balls getting hit back at their pitchers. All right, we're live. All right, we're live. We're on YouTube. We're moving my Nerfy picks. What do I got? Cubs, Cardinals already hit. Orioles, Rangers. They're in the bottom of the first. The Orioles didn't score in the first. White Sox, Royals. They're in the middle of the first. The Royals didn't score. We could hit 2 fucking weeks in a row, Jake. We hit last week with a 2-leg. And now this week I was like, you know what? Maybe we'll go 3. Maybe we'll go 3. And you know what? We're almost there, baby. We're almost there. I'm sure a lot of you guys have questions about the trade deadline. I'm happy to discuss those with you. Obviously, I'm a Red Sox guy, but if your team is not the Red Sox, we can talk about your team as well. I've got Jacob deGrom over here, who's losing, by the way. Top of the 5th. Mets are down 1-0, but he was pumping 102 pretty easily. People were freaking out because his last rehab start, he was 95, 96, which is still ridiculous. Like, that's absolute fuzz. But he's been hitting triple digits with regularity. No runs for the Mets so far. We got Phillies, Braves. We got Reds, Marlins, Cubs, Cardinals, Mariners, Yankees, the Brew Crew and the Buccos, the D-backs, and the Guardians. And I don't know what's on the top right screen. Why no Twitch? I think because I think YouTube's easier. We're trying to build up the YouTube channel now that if you listen to the podcast, Baseball is Dead, or the Name Redacted podcast, we weren't putting the shows on YouTube for a while because we didn't have the right software to have high quality shows uploaded there. And now we do. So we're going to continue to build up the YouTube channel, which is right here. That's where you are right now. So, welcome. Question. Thoughts on the Yankees trade deadline? I'm still questioning the Monty trade, really thinking a trade fell through for another starter. It's a great point. I think my guess, so the Yankees traded Jordan Montgomery for Harrison Bader, who has plantar fasciitis. He's had it since spring training. He hasn't played in a big league game since June 26th. And he won't be available to play until September. And that's the best case scenario. That's what they're hoping for, is that he can play in September. You traded one of your starting pitchers for Bader, and you raise a good point. I think the Yankees probably thought that they had something lined up. Maybe it was Pablo from the Marlins. But it looked like the Pablo stuff fell apart with enough time left for them to pivot. But it was a little strange that the Yankees traded Jordan Montgomery. He's having a pretty good year. I think he has a sub-4 ERA. So right now, I mean, they went out and got Frankie Montas yesterday. Garrett Cole, Jamison Taillon, Frankie Montas, Domingo Germán, and Nestor Cortez. That's your rotation. And Domingo Germán fucking sucks. Domingo Germán sucks. So I don't know what... It would make way more sense if I were a Yankee fan and I was like, hey, Cashman, can you explain trading for a fucking outfielder that can't play baseball for this team and giving up one of our better starters? Like, all the Yankee starters have been good this year to an extent. Everyone's been really good. Luis Severino, you don't know when he's coming back. He got transferred to the 60-day injured list. So his future is pretty uncertain. It would seem like you would want that depth unless they see Clark Schmidt as more of a rotation piece than a bullpen piece. I don't know. But Harrison Bader, like if he were healthy, it's like, all right, yeah, then now he plays center field. You don't have to play center. You don't have to play Aaron Judge in center. You can put him in one of the corner outfield spots, right field, and conserve some of that energy. But with no other trade for a starter after that, it's pretty confusing because Domingo Germán fucking sucks. I didn't get to see the Brian Cashman press conference about it. So I couldn't tell you what they're thinking if Cashman did try and explain it, but it is very puzzling. Did Julio think he was getting traded? As of last night, no. So after Vasquez got traded right before the game, and then after the game last night, I talked to probably 2/3 of the Red Sox roster, and the guys were obviously sad about losing Vasquez, but there was definitely this sense of if they don't trade Nate and they don't trade JD, I think this is the spark that we need. It was kind of that vibe. It was like, we thought Sale coming back would be a spark. That obviously didn't work out. We thought maybe adding like a big name at the deadline would be the spark. That's not going to happen. So maybe this whole like we're losing Vasquez and maybe that's the spark. But yeah, as of last night, I don't think JD thought he was getting moved. I was going to tweet it last night being like, hey, I got a feeling I don't think JD is getting moved here. But I didn't want to jinx it. I was like, I have a pretty good feeling he's not getting moved. I was talking to some people. That was kind of the general consensus, was that he was not getting moved. And it was mostly, it had more to do with the asking price on JD more than like the Red Sox being like, you know what, we're going to fucking go for it. We're going to keep JD because we're going for it. But at the end of the day, JD is one of those guys that is a free agent at the end of the year, and they can offer him the qualifying offer, and maybe he comes back for a year next year. I don't know. But then it's like, now that opens up a whole nother conversation of, well, you just traded for 3 years of Eric Hosmer at league minimum, but you got Hosmer at first base, and then you have Tristan Casas. So it's like, what are we doing with the DH spot if you give the qualifying offer to JD, and what if he takes it? Now what do you do? Now what do you do with first base and DH? You got 3 players. What's your deadline grade for the Mets? Not super high. I thought that they'd be more aggressive on Christian Vasquez. They missed on him. The asking price on Wilson Contreras was probably too high. So, like, I don't fault them for not ending up with Wilson Contreras. They didn't end up with JD. JD stayed put. And who was the other? Oh, Trey Mancini went to the Astros. So there was like 4 names that were linked to the Mets. They didn't get any of them. So I don't know that my grade for the Mets would be super high. Oh, yeah, Joey Gallo is still on the Yankees. I totally forgot about that. In all the chaos of today's trade deadline, Joey Gallo is still in the Yankees. And he's done like 45 interviews talking about how he wants to die because he has to play for the Yankees. And now he's still there.
Wait, the trade didn't go through?
Wait, did they trade him?
I thought they traded him to the Dodgers.
Did they?
Thought so, yeah.
I was filming the Nesson show for like poor timing. I was filming that for like 3 fucking hours today. Did they trade him to the... Oh, okay, they did. All right, never mind. I totally missed that. That's on me. Hand up. Yeah. So in the middle of the day, I was filming the new Nesson show that I've been doing, so I totally missed the Joey Gallo trade. But thank God that happened. What else do we got? Mets deadline grade D+. Yeah, it's probably around there. You think Logan Gilbert is scared in the to face Matty Mustache? Let's see. Do you think McGuire will be able to handle the staff? Pilecki can't play every day. Ronaldo Hernandez shouldn't be too far off. I don't know what their plan is behind the plate. I think that they're just kind of hoping that they can get by for the next 2 months with what they have. I have no idea what their plans are in terms of are they even going to be interested. I always said out of all those guys, like if they traded Nate, if they traded JD, if they traded Vasquez, that Vasquez still had the highest odds of coming back to Boston in free agency. I hope he gets a bag, but at the same time, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that it's going to be out of the Red Sox price range. So we'll see. Fuck, the White Sox scored 3 in the first. God damn it. It always happened. The Orioles and Rangers hit. What was the other one that I had? Cubs Cardinals hit, Orioles Rangers hit, and then the fucking White Sox in the bottom of the first. Fuck. God damn it. That's a bad beat. That's a bad beat. That's like in a nothing game getting walked off in the bottom of the ninth. Terrible.
Well, there was a triple. Fly out to start the bottom of the first, and then a triple. So it's tough.
Yeah. So the Cubs just spend this offseason and re-sign Wilson after no deals went through. That's the only way that you can justify this deadline to your fan base. I get wanting to get a big return for a guy like Wilson Contreras. He's one of the best, if not the best, offensive catcher in baseball. He's been there. He's done that. He's won a championship. He's still young. A lot of teams would obviously love to have Wilson Contreras as their catcher. But it kind of feels like the Cubs played themselves a little bit here. And if that's what happened, if your asking price was just astronomically high, and I mean, what are you gonna get, like a draft pick for it? No. Like at this point, it's not like the Cubs are just a barren wasteland. Like they spent money on Seiya Suzuki, they spent money on Marcus Stroman. I don't think it would be ridiculous to be like, yeah, we offered a shit ton of money to Wilson Contreras to stay here. We gave him an extension. Clearly he loves being there. He was crying days before the deadline about being there. Jay's deadline was garbage. I was very underwhelmed with Toronto's deadline. I thought that they would do more. I thought that they would be in on Iglesias. He went to the Braves, which was a good pickup for them. I know that he's kind of, the numbers haven't been great this year, but it seems fixable. Seems like his slider's a little bit off. I thought that they would be on Iglesias. They were in on Noah Syndergaard, and then he goes to the Phillies. That felt like a miss. And did they trade for Whit Merrifield? Is that where he went? Toronto?
Yeah.
I mean, I love Whit. I consider him a friend. But the guy was basically like, yeah, I'm not getting the fucking vax. And you can take that to the bank. And the one place that you need to be vaccinated to play is Toronto. I'm sure now, like, he's obviously going to, he's not, I highly doubt the Blue Jays would trade for a player that outright refuses to get vaccinated. But, yeah. Christian Javier has got to be the best pitcher in the league. Dude's got he's got strikeout numbers. That's for sure. Jake with the late night coffee power move. That's why I love you. You drinking a coffee, bro?
That's a green tea.
It's green tea. Let's see, green tea. Yeah, I said all along, even before the season started, when the Cubs were not expected to be great, and it was a matter of what are the Cubs going to do with Wilson Contreras. It's like, why not just pay the guy? Why not? If you're going to, like, bring in pieces like Stroman and Suzuki, it's not like you're, like, hey, we got some other guys coming up. We're going to give them a spot, and there's no point in investing payroll with this core. That's not where they're at. They were spending money, and I feel like Contreras is a pretty good place to start if you're going to spend some money here. Dodgers farmers in good shape. Need Cody to figure out, or his time is close to being done. I mean, yeah, Cody's been struggling for like 3 years now. I love Cody. I saw him last offseason in Arizona. He seemed to be in a better place. I don't know what's going on there. I think one of the hitting coaches with the Dodgers now was one of the guys that the Red Sox really wanted. I'm pretty sure there's like 3 guys that are just these hitting gurus. One of them worked with fucking Matty Mustache over there, and that's why he has 27 home runs in 30 games with the Yankees. And one of those guys ended up with the Dodgers. So like that makes it even more confusing why Cody has been I mean, dude won an MVP. It's not like he's not talented. What else do we got? Why does it seem like every media outlet just doesn't mention how the Red Sox roster has been injured for all of July? It is so I've said that. I've said that on the podcast, more or less. You know, why can't you use that as an excuse? Everyone's like, well, yeah, we're injured, we got injuries, but no excuses. I would say that not being able to use the players that you intended to use is a pretty decent excuse. Like the Red Sox had some problems here. What was that? Trevino just hit a home run, 4-3. Mariners clinging to a 4-3 lead. They were up 4-0 in this game. They're blowing it. America's team. Is Sandra staying put, or are you trading her back to Pat Light? I saw that. I saw Sandra was on vacation with Pat. Do you see that?
Yeah, it's kind of a tough look.
Yeah. Pat keeps saying that they're not dating.
I mean, friends go on vacation and hug each other on Instagram pics all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, you know, they were. I think he made a TikTok with Sandra the other day too.
Saw that.
So, I don't know. I mean, me personally, as just a friend of Sandra, I would be happy if they got back together because, like, you know, then true love lives on. But I don't know. I mean, like, maybe part of them getting back together means that she can't come over and watch scary movies anymore. I don't know. Just an opinion. The Jays are the most hardo team in the AL East right now. I'd say the Yankees definitely still have some hardos. I love Donaldson, but he's a hardo. Judge can be a hardo sometimes. Garrett Cole, big hardo. Any thoughts on the O's? I was underwhelmed with their deadline. I would be disappointed if I were an Orioles fan, and you know you trade Trey Mancini, which takes some of the wind out of your sails, but like they traded Jorge Lopez, their closer. He's gone. I mean they're ahead of the Red Sox. They're ahead of the Red Sox, and they were like, fuck it. I thought that was a little odd, but I mean, their time is coming. Like the Red Sox are in a different position where it's like this core that we've got here, this window's kind of closing, and we're looking towards the next core. Whereas the Orioles are like, we're still completing and building our first core since 2014. So they're in different spots, but you know, that's the long-term view. The short-term is looking at this season. The Orioles are ahead of the Red Sox, and they didn't do anything to get better. They just kind of moved some key pieces there. I would be disappointed if I were an Orioles fan. Like, I'm not saying the Orioles were going to go out and win a World Series, but you could have made some noise. Why not? As a whole, what did you think of the moves for the sport? Did you want more to happen? I mean, Soto going to the Padres, which we haven't even mentioned yet, and that's crazy. Soto and Bell going to the Padres. That, to me, was great for the sport. You're putting Soto, Machado, Tatis all on the same team. Like, the Padres instantly just become must-watch television. And I've said it once, I'll say it a million times, but I've always said about baseball broadcasters, you have an obligation, a duty to bring energy to the broadcast, because when broadcasters crush their calls, that makes the clips that people share on social, which is where a lot of fans consume their out-of-market baseball, is through social clips. If you have an electric call, that is 5 to 10x the engagement that it's going to get, the more shares it's going to get. You get these boring-ass home run calls, and, I mean, like, that's what all the comments are. Like, this dude sounds depressed. You mix up Fernando Tatis, Manny Machado, Juan Soto on the same team, and you have Don Orsillo in the booth calling that shit. Was that Rowdy Tellez again? This dude's a fucking beast. Just stroked one to dead center. Yeah, so I'm stoked. Out of all the places that Juan Soto could have gone that I would have wanted him to go, San Diego, perfect. Perfect. But now it's kind of like wait and see on if the Padres pay him. After this year, the Padres still have 2 years of control on Soto. So it's not like they're in a rush to pay him, but I would kind of want to have that conversation sooner rather than later. Like, what's your willingness to stay here? And I don't know why you wouldn't want to stay there. It's fucking San Diego. It's like one of the greatest cities to live in and be in and just be around. And the team's going to be good. And clearly they're invested in winning, because if they were to pay Juan Soto, they will have over $1 billion tied up between those three players. Over $1 billion. Machado got 300, Tatis got 340, and Soto's clearly going to cost north of 450. So there you go. Am I stoked for the Triple H era of WWE? Yes, but I've been using this comparison. Yes, I would be if Triple H had full control, but I think Vince McMahon retiring is essentially like like Bobby Valentine getting ejected from a game, and then he just comes back wearing like the fake glasses and the mustache. I still think that he's calling the shots from the clubhouse. I don't think he's allowed in the dugout anymore, but I think he's still calling the shots from the dugout or the clubhouse. So I don't know that that's a thing. Thoughts on the Hader deal? The Hader deal, at first I was like, what the fuck is this? Because you know that the Brew Crew is my second team. They're my National League team. I love Brewers fans. And I still love my Milwaukee Brewers. And I see the Hader deal, and I'm like, at first you're like, what the fuck is this? Because you have Devin Williams, great setup guy. Changeup, I stand by it. Best changeup in baseball. Right there with Luis Castillo. And Hader had some dog shit appearances in the month of July. There was one appearance where he gave up 6 earned runs in a third of an inning to, I believe it was the Braves. I want to say it was the Braves. So you look at that, and like I think his ERA is over 4, but like that's why you don't look at ERA to evaluate relievers. You just don't, because you can have one outing like that, 6 earned runs in a third of an inning, and it fucks up your whole ERA for the entire year, and it's just one bad appearance. So on the surface, you're like, okay, the Brewers are in first place. They have one of the best strikeout relievers maybe of all time, and you trade that guy when you're in first place. And I get Devin Williams is great too. Devin Williams is great. You can just move him into the closer role, but then they get Rogers back in the deal, so it's like, all right, you replace a closer with a closer, whatever. But this all comes down to money. I think Hader was due to make like $18 million or something like that in arbitration. So if that's the case, it is what it is. Holy fuck, that ball was crushed. The Brew Crew is just banging homers right now. Colton Wong, see ya. So yeah, I think ultimately the Brewers will be fine. It's just we're not used to seeing first place teams trade their elite closers while they're in first place. I get it. From a financial standpoint, it's like, you know, you think that it's like, can we still win with 80% of that? in the ninth inning? Yeah, probably. Sure. So, I mean, it all comes down to money, and the Brewers still thinking, and probably being right, that they'll be okay. They'll be okay. Am I happy that JD is still in the Red Sox? Yes. I'm not even like, I'm not exaggerating when I say if the Red Sox traded JD today, I would have probably canceled the stream. I would have cried, and B, I would have canceled the stream. I would have been in absolutely no mood to do the stream if JD Martinez got traded. If you listen to the last episode of the Name Redacted podcast, I even told him. I told him last night. I was like, yeah, I got a little sappy on the podcast. I was like giving you a fucking tongue bath. And now it's awkward because you're still here. But I'm very glad he's still here. We'll see what happens. Because I don't know if this is like public or not, but like JD basically like went to the Red Sox and he said, "Hey, I want to retire here. I only want to play for like a couple more years, and then I want to retire with the Red Sox. Like I don't want to play for another organization. I want to retire right here." And then the Red Sox were like, "Sounds good, dude." And that was it. Like I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you're the Red Sox, you're gonna extend the qualifying offer to him. If I'm JD, I consider taking it because that's what, like $19 million bucks. Like what's he getting now? 21, 22 million this year. Like it's not a big pay cut. If you really want to stay and they extend the qualifying offer, go ahead and take it. That ball is fucking hammered too. Jesus. Look at the Nats. The Nats taking it to the Mets. Did not see that happening. But yeah, I don't know where he would fit in now because you have Tristan Casas coming up, and now you have Eric Hosmer, and Eric Hosmer is not a DH. So, I don't know. No Twitch tonight. No, we're doing YouTube. I feel like we get more people on YouTube. For some reason, people are intimidated by Twitch. Like we're already like double the numbers on YouTube that we would have had on Twitch, and I've only sent out the tweet one time. If something else major happens, like a lot of these streams is very dependent on game situation. Like if the Red Sox were like tied in the bottom of the ninth, or like the Yankees were tied, whatever. Is that another fucking homer? Jesus Christ! Is that a replay? No, that's another homer. They just went back to back. Jesus, the Nats are pissed. The Nats are pissed. I gotta tweet that.
I feel like that would be a good bet on DraftKings is when a team trades away one of their superstar players, bet that team that night.
Yeah.
Because they get pissed.
Yeah, they are... KFC just tweeted to this reliever, "Get the fuck off my team." What else we got here in the chat? Chat's popping tonight, Jake. There's a lot happening in the chat tonight.
Love that.
The Jays are always on one of these screens. I love watching the Jays. I wish that they weren't in the same time zone as the Red Sox because I love the Jays broadcast. Steve Phillips compared Hader to the Nomar trade. Well, the Nomar trade resulted in a championship. I don't know if the Hader trade has that kind of impact on the Brewers. Terrible decision for the Angels to hold on to Ohtani. So that's the thing is like it's unprecedented with Ohtani. Do I think the Angels should trade him? Yeah. But like you're never going to get fair value for Shohei Ohtani. Like the way that you would have to approach that is that you're trading two players. It's like we need value for what he is as a hitter, and we need value for what he is as a pitcher. And maybe if they do that, it's like, all right, we're just gonna trade Shohei, and you're going to give us 5 of your top prospects and like 1 or 2 guys that are on your current major league roster that are under team control for at least 4 years. That's the only way that you're going to get fair value for Shohei Ohtani. Because if he ends up getting traded and that team, like say he gets traded to the Dodgers, and then the Dodgers are like, all right, dude, yeah, here's $500 million. Like we were planning on paying Soto, but he went to San Diego. You want $500 million? Here's $500 million. Whatever. We're the fucking Dodgers. That's how it would have to go down. I'm not saying it's impossible, but the Angels are also really dumb. They're a dumb organization. Were the Red Sox close to getting anyone else? I'll say this, and maybe this was by design, because usually like on deadline day, like I'll poke around a little bit. I wasn't poking around much this year. I think at most last night I was poking around to see like, hey, is JD going anywhere? Like I wanted to make sure that JD was staying. But as far as like poking around to see, like I didn't have a beat on Hosmer to the Red Sox. I didn't have a beat on the Pham deal. I was watching on Twitter just like all you guys. In years past, I've done my fair share of poking around, and I want to say, I think I can't remember, and this is dumb that I can't remember this. I'm pretty sure I broke the John Lackey trade.
Did you?
I think so. Let me see. I'm going to look that up right now.
But you didn't tweet like breaking.
Yeah, I think I did.
Oh, you did?
I'm searching breaking right now because that was what, 2014? Oh man, I'm gonna have to scroll for fucking ever. What year is that? That was 14, because that's when they got Joe Kelly. He was the Alan Craig, Joe Kelly deal.
Yeah, it was late July 2014.
July 2014. Did I break this fucking trade? Yeah, so I tweeted, or did I tweet sources? All right, so on July 30th, 2014, I tweeted, that was my first time breaking news since Bobby Kelty re-signed with the Red Sox in 2008. So I think I broke it. Maybe, all right, from Jared. Sources? Or source? That's crazy that I don't remember doing it, but I think I did. July 2014. Where are we at? Oh, the Lester trade. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. July 30th, 2014, I tweeted, spoke to a source within the Red Sox. Quote, Lackey is gone. He asked to be traded. Look at that. Deadline fucking bombshell, Jake. Sometimes I do be breaking news, Jake. Sometimes I break some news, kid.
It's got to be like a perfect storm for you to break it.
Yeah, I think with that, I think, people will like reach out and just be like, hey, I heard this. And then once you hear the rumor, then you want to like ask around and be like, hey, is this true? And blah, 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 blah. And so, yeah, I totally forgot that. Are you surprised that Bob is still on the Sox? No, I think if they were going to trade him, and Milliken says this all the time to trade him was last offseason. His value was high. Do you have another pair of pants? I don't know. What's wrong with these fucking pants. You're saying I wear these pants all the time because I don't. I don't ever wear these pants. These are like beige pants, dude. Did you miss the trade deadline? Jake's takes. Is it already fucking middle of the third? It's top third. It's middle of the third now?
Yeah, it's middle third.
Middle of the third. Let's go. Oh, well, you do Jake's takes. My fucking dinner came. All right, I'm gonna give the chat to Jake. Jake can he's gonna do Jake's takes, and then he's also going to take your questions from the chat while I go get my my weekly Tuesday night Applebee's.
My take is that breaking news: the Red Sox are making the playoffs.
They're making the playoffs?
Yeah, 100%. All right, what do we got here? Weather update, it's fucking hot out there today. It was like 90 during the day. I think it's going to be like 95 this weekend. Just can't catch a break around here. Chances Pat's drunk right now, I'd put it north of 100%. Guy, every time I've met Pat, he just, no matter where you are, he's getting shots. You could just be at someone's house, he's taking shots. You could be at a bar, obviously he's taking shots. Like, he'll find shots if they're to be found. Yeah, my takes generally happen 100% of the time. What year did I start watching the Sox? I mean, I always watched it growing up with my dad, so like ever since I can remember, basically. I used to record the games, playoff games I used to record because my mom wouldn't let me stay up past like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock before school, so I'd have to wake up early in the morning, rewatch them. That was before Twitter, so you could do that without spoiling it. Love you too, Mikey. Joey's in the chat. Shut the fuck up, Joey. Stop saying it. Raffy's worth $500 billion. Yeah, rip on Joey. Kid's a clown. Good YouTube channel, though. Check it out. I did not see Pat decline that offer. The thing with Pat is if you're not offering him to go out or just to have a good time and spend a lot of money and drink, then he's usually going to decline anything. He doesn't just want to hang out. He wants to drink. Yeah, I think Joey did say he's doing a video on Dallas Braden. That's going to be a must-watch. 162 guy in the house. Love that. Sox are making the playoffs. I mean, it's a good team. Yeah, that's what I do. Spread the love with Joey. Favorite part of my job is just talking baseball and talking Red Sox, and when it's your job to watch the Red Sox, it's a pretty great feeling. Gonna rip Vegas with Pat someday, probably. I mean, I might need like a year to like condition myself, because that's gonna be quite the experience. I don't know. He said he did that $93,000 tab and then went out to the beach club the next day. Like, I don't know. He's older than me, but I feel like I can't even do that. No, Pete's the man. Go-to Dunkin' order. It's changed over the years. I used to get iced coffee on the way to school, high school every day. Stopped drinking coffee. I got green tea now. Some people might chirp me for that, but like it. Jared didn't offer me Applebee's. I usually eat before I come to the stream. Gotta stay focused. Joey's in the chat.
Joey's in the chat?
Yeah. Coley's raising a family. What? He goes, "What's Jared's address?"
Tell him to come over.
Yeah, Pat has a huge drinking problem.
Pat's drinking problem is out of control. How did the fucking Mariners score, Jake?
I don't know. It was a rip in the chat.
Just ripping the chat.
It's a blast.
The chat. You get addicted to the chat.
Yeah, can do that all night.
All right. What do we got? Good job, Jake.
Thanks.
People are pumped. Are you gonna rip Vegas with Pat?
Yeah, I answered that one. I said, I need to condition myself for a few months before that happens because I feel like he's older than me and he would go harder than I would even.
Well, he's
go.
an alcoholic,
Right.
so the fact that anyone would want to go to Vegas with Pat is wild. Can't go wrong with Applebee's. That's facts. The fact that Diekman and Franchi aren't on this team enough is enough to get us in the playoffs. I agree. I like Diekman. But I don't know. Diekman got angry for a second there. We like when Diekman's happy, and he was not happy towards the end. Oh hell yeah. Thoughts on the A's? I'm just sorry if you're an A's fan. Why would I go to Applebee's when I have Kowloon? I don't live in Saugus anymore. Is that O'Neal Cruz? Off of Corbin Burns? Jesus. Oh my God. I fucking love this guy. Holy shit. He's special. Don't give me the whole what his numbers are right now. We're talking just potential. He's just getting his feet wet in the big leagues. I can't wait to tweet this. The A's suck, to answer your question. Do I still hang out with Steve? I never really hung out with Steve. Steve's a whipped little bitch boy who only hangs out with his girlfriend. I hang out with Steve sometimes. O'Neal Cruz. I mean, yes, I'm fucking busy. I don't even hang out with my real friends. I just fucking work all the time. That's why I'm eating goddamn Applebee's on the stream. This is the only time I got to eat. I think I ate lunch while being filmed for the Nesson show, and now I'm eating dinner being filmed for the fucking stream. I hang out with Jake. Yeah, Cutter Crawford's fucking nasty. I'm a fan. I tipped $10,000 for Applebee's. Yellow Gatorade is the most mid Gatorade flavor. Fuck you. Yellow Gatorade is the best.
Do you want a Gatorade?
Is that my Gatorade?
Yeah.
Oh. What time do I wake up every day? Probably like 8:30 to start work at 9 to finish at 2 a.m. Sometimes I'll mix in a meal or two, maybe a workout, and fucking mix in a shower every now and then. Where do I get the highlight clips that I tweet out so fast? I can't tell you that. It's how we keep an edge on the competition. Congrats on SummerSlam. Thank you. That was so fucking cool. That was like, I've done a lot of cool shit in my life. That's up there with some of the coolest shit I've ever seen. I was like, so I'm throwing out the first pitch against the Yankees in like 2 weeks. I was way more nervous for that commercial to air than I will be throwing out the first pitch at Fenway Park against the Yankees. I Talk Studios. Subscribe. Great channel. Always has good content. I always get amped up when you use my clips. I'm like, that's me. Yeah, I downed that breadstick, dude. Raul de la Cruz. He rips the fastest clips in the game. What date?
14th.
The 14th? It's Sunday?
Yeah.
Red Sox, Yankees, Sunday Night Baseball. Ceremonial first pitch being thrown out by this guy right here, just crushing Applebee's with his pal Jake talking to you guys. When are you wrestling Pat McAfee on SmackDown? So I was at the DraftKings office today, and I told them my 5-year plan is to wrestle Pat McAfee at WrestleMania, DraftKings versus FanDuel. I don't know what kind of match it's going to be. Obviously, I'm not going to be like in wrestling shape or like trained to wrestle, so it's going to have to be like a gimmick match. Maybe it's like a parlay on a pole match or something. I don't know. But that's going to happen at some point. I'm excited about it. Especially with Vince being out. Possibilities are endless. Paul from Nashua, Triple H. He knows. What I get from Applebee's, I always get chicken broccoli ziti. Whatever the fuck it is. Please give Jake some food. I give Jake whatever he wants. Throw it underhand. I'm gonna throw a curveball. All right. So I've been going through this in my mind. Maybe I'll ask the chat. Who should I have catch it? Who should I ask to catch it? Who should catch my first pitch? I put a beat down on that breadstick. That was crazy. Did I get my sleeve while I was sleeping? When did I get that? Last Monday? I mean, there's video of me getting tattooed while I have my laptop up and I'm live tweeting a Red Sox game. Look at Fam go. He's
Let's
in there.
go,
Fastest
baby.
guy alive. Look at this.
I've always loved him.
Look at this fucking Red Sox team. Look at this. He scored from first?
Yeah.
This Red Sox team is going to the fucking playoffs. I'm telling you that right now. Look at this. Look at this camaraderie. JD's like, hey, this is my new teammate, Tommy Pham. He's buddy with Verdugo. Tommy Pham fits in perfectly with the we hate everyone because they don't believe in us vibe that we got going on right now. I love that. Look at Heim. I get fucking crucified for being a Heim guy now. What about now? What about now? That was all Heim right there. This game is tied because of Heim. He planned Raffy coming back the day after the deadline, or the day of the deadline. Yep. Tech or JD? Big Fudge? Xander? Steve? Poecki, Cora, Coley. I don't know, maybe what I think, honestly, this might sound crazy. I think Xander would do it if I asked him. If I was like, bro, I'm throwing out the first pitch, it would really mean a lot if you caught it. I think he would say yes.
Yeah, he definitely would.
But then it's like, this is such a big deal. Like, I haven't even really thought about it until I just asked the chat this. It's almost like asking, like, someone to be your best man.
Yeah.
Like, if out of all the players on the team, I think they know what it means to me to throw out the first pitch. So it's like I'm picking my best man out of my friend group, and someone is going to feel sad about that.
And the equivalent to you of throwing out a first pitch is getting married. So
right,
it's like,
yeah.
you got to pick your one best friend to do it with.
I completely agree with that. So, like, I think if I ask Cora, that's like a safe one where the Yankees just tie it. They just hit like fucking 3 home runs. Fucking Gilbert,
Jesus.
dude, clean it up. Sidney Sweeney. If I ask Cora, I don't think any of the players would take personal offense to that. If I ask Xander, I think JD would be hurt. I think Poecki would be hurt. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's I gotta really put some thought behind that. So, I don't know. Ask a player from the visiting team. So, I did think about that. Like, the first ever throwing out a first pitch, but a player from the opposing team caught it. Like, Benintendi would do it if I asked. Donaldson would do it if I asked. So, I don't know.
Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole would do it if I asked. Yeah. Oh. That would be funny if if Benintendi did it, though. That's a big one. Thoughts on the Vasquez trade? I mean, I don't have Coley here. Coley's my prospect guy. Coley's the guy that comes in. He's like, yeah, we got this fucking prospect and that prospect, and you know, you're gonna like this guy, and this guy has this skill set. That's how I learned about prospects, is from fucking Coley. So, I mean, from what I'm told, the prospect return is pretty good for 2 months of Christian Vasquez. Maybe he comes back next year. I don't love what it did to the morale of the team. Obviously, guys were really upset about that. But I think the return was satisfactory. So, oh yeah, fucking Bob. Yeah. Fucking Bob, man. Uncle Bob. Mm-hmm. Coley has Red Sox stats. I can confirm he's not. It would make sense though, but he's not. That'd be fucked up if he was. Kevin Millar on the broadcast tonight. I love Uncle Kevin. I love the Austin Riley extension. One of the Nesson episodes was with Kevin Millar. Very funny. He's great. Content factory. I wish he was in Boston all the time. He's down ticks. Can you strike Steve out? So, first of all, yes. Second of all, I think Steve got cut from like JV baseball. Like, he was never good at any point. But when we were filming the Nesson thing today, the concept was like Jared's throwing out the first pitch against the Yankees. Like, does he still have what it takes to throw out a first pitch? So I went to my old high school field, and we had my old high school baseball coach come down, crouch down behind home plate, and I got on the mound and like threw pitches off the mound. My velocity is just fucking, it's always there. Just throwing absolute fuzzballs. So accuracy was not there. I threw every pitch like directly to the backstop. Just like, if there was a right-handed hitter in the batter's box and he was like 6'7", I still wouldn't have hit him in the head. Look at Arcia. This Braves lineup, baby, just keeps on fucking. I struck out Alex Bregman, dude. I didn't strike out anybody. Would Heim Bloom catch if I asked? Maybe. I think he'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Most underrated Red Sox ever? Mark Bellhorn. Mark Bellhorn. Where would this franchise be without Mark Bellhorn? You could argue he hit some of, if not the biggest home runs in Red Sox history, and he did them in consecutive games. Allow me to explain. Game 6 of the ALCS against the Yankees, the Bloody Sock game, he hit that opposite field home run that like landed on the dude's chest and back on the field, and the umpires got together and got it right. That was Mark Bellhorn. Game 7, Terry Francona decided to bring Pedro back into this game in Game 7, and then the Yankees just started like the Yankees were dead. It was like 10-1, and then they just started scoring runs left and right, and they were getting all these hits. The crowd was dead. They were heading for the exits, and then the "Who's Your Daddy" chant started. The momentum started to shift, and then who hit a home run off the fucking foul pole? Mark Bellhorn. Game 1 of the World Series. One of the sloppiest postseason games in Red Sox history. I think it was 9-9. The Red Sox had made 4 errors. It was terrible. Paul Goldschmidt homer. And then he bangs a 2-run shot off the foul pole at Fenway Park. Red Sox win that game 11-9, game 1 of the World Series. Homers in 3 straight games. Every single home run mattered big time. Big time. And no one sings his praises. I think he set the Red Sox, in 2004, he set the Red Sox single season record for most strikeouts in a season. Yeah, well, guess what? He fucking homered in 3 straight playoff games, and they were 3 of the biggest playoff games maybe in the history of the franchise. And they all meant something. Yeah. Mark Bellhorn was that dude. Jake, you comfy?
Oh, yeah. This couch is phenomenal.
Fuck yeah. Do we have a chat monitor? How are messages getting retracted?
I think it like auto senses if you're being a dick.
People YouTube just knows if you're being a dick?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I love the Braves fans are in here. I love you guys. Braves fans with fucking balls. Have you played out of the park baseball? No. I'm not a big video game guy. I should be. I'm just not. Are you more accurate than Pat? Not today. I wasn't. Not today. Normally I am. I think I'm gonna blame it on. I didn't warm up, which is true. I just kind of like got on the mound and started hucking baseballs. But if I had the chance to warm up, I'm pretty accurate. What's Jake's second favorite team? The Red Sox. Right?
Yeah, thanks for getting that for me.
Yeah. Nailed that. You should run an HDMI to one of your TVs so Jake can read the chat. People need Jake. If you have a question for Jake, you can ask it and I'll read it to him. But I also, you know what? I do. It's downstairs in the studio. I have that TV on wheels.
Yeah.
If we ran an HDMI, I could do that.
So instead of the computer, we're just looking at it right there.
Like I could like plug it in over there and I could wheel it in that corner and you could have like the chat right there.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. Next week, Jake will have the chat. It's gonna be a pain in the balls to get that fucking like it's literally a 32-inch TV on like a fucking like you know what in like the hospitals those like rolly things with the IV bags. It's like that but a TV. So I'll bring that upstairs next week. I have an HDMI. I'll run it, and Jake will have the chat. Just for Jake. Chat for Jake. On wheels. What is this? High school in 1995. So that's originally what I got it for. At my old apartment, I had the 10 TVs on the wall, and then I had my laptop set up here, and then I had the rolly thing so that I could put TweetDeck, which I still should do. It's just like in my old setup, I had like a closet that I could just roll the TV in there. But like now I don't have that here, so it would just kind of be like awkwardly here. But who cares? I mean, it's not like I have fucking friends over. I literally just use my apartment to do shit like this. So next week I'll bring it upstairs, and then during the week I'll have my TweetDeck on here, and then during the stream I would have it for Jake to have the chat. An IV poll, yeah. Wow. Look at Nemo. Jake needs to take BP with me next time. Yeah. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'm down.
Next time we do some DK BP. Get Jake in there. Can you give some love to Daniel Nava? Yeah. I like Daniel Nava. There's a fucking question that I was going to answer now. I can't find it. Yeah, MVP. Do I love Rays fans? Some Rays fans. Some Rays fans are dicks. But I've come across a lot of really cool ones. There are some. It's almost like the youngest Rays fans are like the nerdiest, like asshole Ray fans, and then you get like the ones that are like in their 20s and 30s and like they're cool. But there are some like fucking dickbag Rays fans out there. Need a Blue Moon fridge. I agree. Who cares if you're accurate? Just throw gas. Facts. Jake, what should this guy order from Taco Bell?
Probably one of those Doritos tacos.
Yeah. Jake for president. Can we please get a discourse from Jake on the MVP race between Devers and Bogarts? I need his thoughts.
Yeah, it's tight.
It is tight.
It's going to be big second half for both of them.
Who would you vote for if the season ended today?
Probably Bogarts.
Yeah. Look at this fucking Red Sox team, Jake.
Love them.
We can play defense now. Crazy. Jared, as much as I hate Boston, the Call Me Poppy was good. Is it coming back? I don't know. If it comes back, it won't be called that. But I can't say. I can't say the door is fully closed on doing or making content with David Ortiz. Question for Jake. Out of the Name Redacted podcast crew, could you beat any of them in an arm wrestling match?
I mean, Pete's low-key jacked.
Yeah, he's thick boy.
I think me and Tyler could go at it.
I think you could beat Tyler.
Yeah, I'd probably beat Tyler.
Jake could get the chat on his phone if he went to the stream. That's fair.
It's true.
Would you consider Jake a new and improved Steve? No, I think they're very different. What they did was different. What they bring to the show is very different. Yeah, it's like comparing like a right fielder and like a shortstop or something like that. Favorite decade of baseball since you've been alive? Probably the 2000s. Like that's when like Red Sox Yankees was at its peak. 2003 was awesome. 2004 was awesome. 2007 and 2008 was awesome. Yeah. Definitely, yeah. The 2000s. That was a good question. Where's Pat Light? He's probably fucking drunk. It's a great pick, Jake. Will you be at Fenway on September 3rd? I don't know. Is it a Friday? Because if it is, yes. And if it's not, then maybe. Hello, Diego. Jake is Jake, 101. That's facts. What's the next two cities you want to get an MLB team? Is Montreal in there? Yes. Nashville. Nashville's my number one. But Montreal... Like, I think a team going to Vegas would be cool. I've been to Vegas. Like, when I go to Vegas, I've only been to Vegas one time. Like, I'm not going to act like I'm a Vegas veteran. I'm not. But when I did go to Vegas, I had a good time. It was during the winter meetings in 2018, December 2018. But I don't know, like, do they love baseball there? I don't know. Montreal, I feel like they would at least appreciate the Expos coming back. I don't know how baseball would do in Vegas, but I know it would crush in Nashville. Nashville needs a baseball team, big time. Jay, that's where Jake got his ice.
Yep.
Do you have season tickets? Yes. Yes. Best hair in baseball. The Braves lineup is fucking all over the Phillies right now. Mark Appel's out there. Love him. Can we get Johnny Gomes on the pod? He's been on the pod a lot. Best stadium outside of Fenway, Wrigley, and I hate Dodger Stadium. I don't hate Dodger Stadium. I just don't care for it. I love Coors Field. I know that everyone sucks off Pittsburgh and Oracle. I haven't been to Oracle, so what do we got? A final here with the Reds? So we're going to put on... We can put on the Dodgers and Giants. We can put on the Angels and A's. Or we can put on the Royals and White Sox. I'm going to put on the Angels and A's because I want to support my close personal friend, Dallas Braden. Oakland Athletics channel. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. The green and gold, baby. The green and gold. What percentage would you give you interviewing Barry Bonds? As of today, I think if you give me no time frame, like will I ever do it? 68%. What are my odds of interviewing him in the next year? 32%. I think it's going to happen. Like, the fact that he followed me on Instagram when he doesn't really follow a ton of people. Oh, jeez. The fucking swinging M's, baby. The swinging M's. Another homer. It's now 7-6 Seattle. And they're doing all this without J-Rod, by the way. Don't forget that. This Seattle Mariners team is down their I guess he probably is their favorite player. Their best player in J-Rod. And they just put up a 7 spot on the big bad New York Yankees in the Bronx. By the way, I regret to inform you, Bobby Dahlbeck is back. Second half Bob. Black Eye Bob. He's back. They let Bob get hot, and that was fucking stupid. That was a poor decision on their part. What else do we got? I'm going to tweet out the link again. Is that cool with you guys? Is that cool with you guys if I do that or no? The more the merrier. You should tweet it out too. Be like, hey, like I'm in fucking Jared's stream right now. It's pretty fun. You should come in here. Everyone's having fun in here. Sox and Astros are tied. Yankees are losing. Jays, Rays in a tight one. Braves lineup is fucking. Come in the live stream and hop in the chat. The fucking chat, dude. Chat's popping. Sox and Astros are tied. Yankees are losing. Jays, Rays in a tight one. Braves lineup is fucking. Come in the live stream and hop in the chat. Tweet. Send it out. Send it out. I'm not ignoring you. I'm tweeting, man. Bob's getting hot. What else we got? What else do we got? Favorite underrated player from the 2013 Red Sox. Mike Carp. Mike Carp was super underrated. I feel like he had like a big hit in like a big game against the Rays. He had like a grand slam off the back wall or something like that. Yeah, Carp was super underrated on that team. Who else was underrated on the 2013 Red Sox? How old were you in 2013?
16.
All right, so that was like year 2004. Like I was 16, I think, in 2004. Gosman. Red Sox should have signed Gosman. That's where they went wrong. Was gonna retweet so you put the Yankees are losing. They are losing. I didn't say. You could be mad if I said, "Oh, come in the chat. Like Red Sox and Astros are tied. Happy that the Yankees are losing, or come celebrate the Yankees losing." All I said was that they're losing. They are. That's just an objective fact. I didn't throw any opinion in there whatsoever. Nor would I. Saltalamacchia was the man. Yes, he. Jared Saltalamacchia. I want to say it's a very weird and obscure statistic or record. Jared Saltalamacchia in 2013 broke the Red Sox single-season record for doubles by a Red Sox catcher. That's the type of shit you can't get on any other YouTube stream right now. You can't get that anywhere else. You pop into any other YouTube stream that's live right now, I guarantee you they can't tell you that Red Sox record that was broken in 2013 by Jared Saltalamacchia. You can't. Not a fucking chance. Just facts. Question for Jake. Jake, do you play Call of Duty? If yes, can we run a few games together, please? I feel like this is going to be a no.
I used to play a lot like last summer.
Then what happened?
Just got busy, haven't played in a bit, but
Yeah.
I'll be down to run some Warzone.
Yeah. I like playing Call of Duty. It's just that people got too good at it.
It's like if you don't play every day, you're just going to get destroyed.
Destroyed. I would love to. What's the new Xbox that's out right now? What's the most updated Xbox? Is it 360 still?
No, it's the Xbox One, I think.
1 came out after 360.
Yeah.
So Xbox
There might
One.
be a new one after that though. Because the PS5's out.
I'll tell you right now, Jake.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Xbox X.
What the fuck is Xbox X? What is Xbox X? Yeah, Strider is the NL Rookie of the Year. Series X. Everyone's saying Series X. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go to Target and buy an Xbox Series X. I'm gonna hook it up, and I'm gonna start playing. What's the new Call of Duty that's out right now? The last one that I played was Modern Warfare 3. How many Call of Duties removed from Modern Warfare 3 are we? Probably like 7?
Yeah, probably.
Not possible? Just get PS5. Do I have a PS5? I think. I think I think I have a PS4. I don't know. Maybe I have a 5. I don't know. What is that right there? Is that a 5 or a 4?
I don't know. That's a 4. That's a 4.
That's a 4?
Yeah. The 5 is like vertical.
All right, I have a PS4. All right. Modern Warfare 3 came out in 2011. All right, well, I was sick at it though. whatever Call of Duty had like Nazi zombies, that was the one that I played a lot. And that would make sense because I played that with my girlfriend at the time's little brother, and we dated in 2010. Did Jesse Winker just get one? Fuck. I mean, I don't care. I don't care about that. I don't care about that game. You have to pay $36 a month for a video game system? Do you think you could ever get Dallas and A-Rod in the same room? I think A-Rod would do it. I don't think Dallas would. I think Dallas's hate runs deep. Pat's grandma loved that mode. Yeah, I used to, like, on the original iPad, like the first iPad they ever came out with, they had Nazi Zombies as a game that you could just download and play on your iPad. I would love to still play that. It was great. Good times. Good times. 12Ks for Strider. Where's Sandra? I think she's with Pat. Thoughts on Heim? I think I said it on the last podcast. I saw Heim on Friday at BP, and I told him that I had given him a C- for the year. C-. C- for Heim. And credit to me for telling him to his face, you got a C-. And he was not resistant to that letter grade. He took the criticism pretty fairly, and Jake has a girlfriend, big girlfriend guy. Jared, is it cool having porn stars tweet at you? Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, if you told 16-year-old Jared that he was going to grow up to cover the Red Sox for a job and also have porn stars tweet at him, he'd be like, that's the goal. That's why we play ball. Jared, do you ever answer your Twitter DMs? Sometimes. I mean, like, I don't know. I have a lot of unread Twitter DMs. Mostly, it's not because like I don't care or I get overwhelmed. Like your best bet to get me to respond is to make it quick. Like if I get a DM and it's like a fucking paragraph Like I'll scan it to make sure it's not someone being like, hey, like I need your help or something like that. Um, but yeah, something that's like quick and concise, I usually am more likely to respond to if it's response worthy. Yeah, but I get overwhelmed by long ass messages. I don't know if you listened to ITM, but Steve said almost the same thing you did about talking to Heim about Soto. Therefore, he technically talked about a Soto trade. Yeah, Steve was standing next to me when that happened, and that was my. Actually, he stole my joke. I said something about like I think Steve said you should trade Franchi for Soto, and then I said I'm gonna tweet that the Red Sox have discussed a Juan Soto trade because technically that's true. We just discussed it with him. So he's a joke stealing son of a bitch. Are you and Heim buds? We're on good terms. I mean, I think Heim, obviously, he's new in this market and he's still navigating, trying to figure out who he can trust, who he can't trust, what relationships are what. And I think we have a really good relationship, which is good. What's the weirdest DM you've ever gotten? Fuck. Last year, someone sent me pictures of my parents' house and said like we're looking in the windows and like really nice bushes outside and all this shit. And they were Yankee fans, and it was the Red Sox were playing the Yankees. And I figured like they're probably kids, and like I don't know that I would have done something like that, but I would do some dumb shit that would get me in trouble when I was a kid. And so I just messaged them back, and I was like, hey, listen, like you guys are probably like fucking teenagers. What like if you did this to someone that wasn't as cool about it as I'm about to be, like you could get in some pretty serious trouble. So like just like don't do this anymore. And then they deleted their accounts, but they were just kids. But it was weird to like have someone message me pictures of my parents' house and be like, we're outside and like you're fucking dead, dude. Like you can't do that. How many followers I have? I don't know. Who's the most famous person to slide into your DMs? Fucking Tom from MySpace. Tom from MySpace has DM'd me back in the day. I don't know. I feel like there's been a few people in my DMs that are notable figures. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it depends on like who you view as famous. I feel like that's like an opinion thing. There are definitely people out there that are super famous that if you said their name to me, I'd be like, who the fuck is that? Pretty much like any TikToker. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is. Jared, how much do you despise Hubs this season? Not a lot. I feel like he's been pretty harmless this season because he can't tweet me. He can't engage with me, so he hasn't annoyed me at all because he hasn't really tweeted at me. What's your best advice on how to start a podcast on your own and get people to follow? Man, I mean, we were lucky when we started Section 10 because like me and Pete already had somewhat of a following, so it was easy to kind of like get off the ground that way. Like it was slow to start, but like Pete had a following, I had a following, and then we kind of just continued to grow on social. And Steve came in a few episodes in, and he helped out the quality of the show immensely. And a word of mouth with Red Sox fans definitely helped and all that. But if you don't have a following, it's kind of tough to get your show off the ground and have people care what you have to say. So I would focus more on growing a social following first and then kind of using your following to filter listeners into your show. plan on visiting Truist Park in the playoffs this year. That's a guarantee. I come hell or high water, this postseason, I will be in Atlanta for a Braves playoff game. I met Blooper at the All-Star game in LA, and I want to go to Seattle for a playoff game. If the Mariners make the playoffs, I'm going to Seattle for a playoff game. And I don't want the All-Star game next year to be my first time in Seattle. I've never been there. So that'll be my first time. During the off season, can you do an intervention for Pat but release it as a podcast? So the group text for Name Redacted Pod is actually it's called Pat's Intervention. That's what the group text is called. So maybe we will do that. I actually thought about that the other day. I don't know. I can't remember if I said it on the air or not, but I was like, if we can't get Section 10 back, I think like the Pat Light Intervention is a great name for a podcast, but I was like, he doesn't show up enough for the name to make sense. If Pat showed up for every episode, like I would definitely call it like the Pat Light Intervention. Yeah. It'd be very funny. Who's someone you haven't interviewed but want to someday? Definitely Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. Those are my top two. I don't know. I had some big ones. Like the David Ortiz one was fucking awesome. Like the Colin Poppy episode 1, I interviewed David Ortiz for like an hour and 45 minutes. Like that was probably my favorite interview ever. Interviewed A-Rod. That was cool. Nomar's up there. I got to interview Pedro 3 times, which is fucking sweet. Get Red Sox stats on the stream, but blur their face and give them a voice box. I would love that. I would love to do that. Are you a cat or a dog guy? Are you asking me if I'm a psychopath? I'm a dog guy. Why are you not on Twitch for the stream? YouTube is way better. More people find it more easily accessible. More people, you can definitely convert people from Twitter to YouTube a lot easier than you can convert people from Twitter to Twitch. Gonna be in Boston for the Yankees series next week. I'm throwing out the first pitch on Sunday, that game. Were you really blindsided by the Coley news? I thought that was hard to believe given y'all's relationship. I didn't, for like his protection and my own, I didn't want to know what was going on. I knew he was unhappy, but I mean, we kind of like kept that separate because I was like, I don't want to know. But I just, I hope he ends up somewhere that he's happy. When is the podcast trade deadline? Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there is a deadline. I think they're still working out some details about a trade. I hope we're in on Coley, but I don't know. Rochelle Ryan slid in 100%. We've communicated. We've communicated, no doubt. She's a good person. I like Rochelle a lot. Honest thoughts on what the Astros organization has become in 1 to 2 sentences. I think the Astros organization has become oh man, how they're not the Dodgers, but like they have mastered sustained success. And people can say that they cheated, but they still make it to the ALCS every single year without cheating. I think that like even in 2017, that was just a really good team that made some dumb fucking decisions. Did it help? For sure. But did they need to cheat? No, I don't think that they did. So, yeah. And I think, you know, you look no further than losing Carlos Correa, replacing him with Jeremy Pena, and not missing a beat. And some of these guys that they throw out, the Javier, Framber, Garcia, like they're really good at developing talent, major league talent. Do you still hate Carlos Correa? I don't. I do not. No. I remember Section 10 followed me about 5 years ago, and that's how I found you guys. That was probably Steve. When's the horror podcast coming? I don't know. I feel like the two people that I would want to do one with are CM Punk. It's my first pick. That pitch was fucking nasty, by the way. Whoever the fuck that is for Pittsburgh, that was dirt. I think doing a horror podcast with CM Punk would be really cool, and Robbie Fox. But I don't know how hardcore horror he is. He's kind of just like all movies. He likes sci-fi. So David Fletcher just went deep. Does Twitter still love Fletcher as much as they did before? I feel like Fletcher was like a Twitter darling, and that's kind of worn off a little bit. Jared, I know you don't like Cardinals fans, so will you verbally abuse their decisions for me? I don't. Since when do I not like Cardinals fans? I like Cardinal fans. I don't have an issue with Cardinal fans. I feel like I don't get a lot of engagement from Cardinal fans. I don't come across a lot of them. The ones that I do come across are really cool. Like I can count on one hand the number of Cardinal fans that tweet at me regularly, but I remember all of them. Like there's one guy that has like my name in his Twitter bio, and he's like he called me like the ambassador to like the Cardinals or something like that. And then there's another dude that every time Paul Goldschmidt hits a home run, he DMs me immediately and is like, please tweet the Goldschmidt homer. So like I have my Cardinals regulars for sure, but there's not a ton of them. Do you think you can con your way into the parade if the Mariners win? I wouldn't want to. That's their moment. I won't intrude on it. There's other teams that like I think it would be funny. Like if the Brewers won the World Series, I would try and get in the mix on that. The Mariners, that's all you guys. What are your current feelings on Carlos Correa? Indifferent. I like watching him play baseball. I wouldn't say I'm a fan, but I don't hate him anymore. Do you still talk to Uncle Kurt? Here and there. Here and there. Do you think the Jays have a realistic shot at a run this year, or is the American League too strong? No, I think that they do have a shot. And to be honest with you, that's not a place that anybody wants to play a playoff game. It is so fucking loud in Toronto during playoffs. It's a factor. It's a factor for sure. I don't think the vaccination thing is going to come into play against some of these teams like Houston and the Yankees. But do I think that at their fully healthy at their best, can the Blue Jays hang with the Yankees? Yes. Can they hang with the Astros? Yes. Will they be favored? No. But can they make it a series that they could actually win? Yeah, I do think so. I do. How many ballparks have you been to? 18. 18. Kind of pumped for Coley. Mixtape in the 10 falling out in the year was tough. Yeah, he'll be all right. How could MLB increase revenue without changing the game? Lift blackouts. You know how many people would pay to watch their fucking team if they had the opportunity? Lift all the blackouts. Should we expect a slide piece or a change up by Sunday? Maybe like the 1-1 split. I might throw the 1-1 split. Are you wearing socks just in case Kirk pops up in the stream? I talked to Kirk today. Kirk texted me today. Talked to him for a little bit. What do you think of this Nats team dogging the Mets tonight? We talked about that earlier. It's bet the house on the team that trades their big star. That game just went final. I'm gonna throw the Doyers on. Los Angeles Dodgers channel. Yeah, Mets lose. Mets lose on DeGrom night, just like old times. No fucking runs. What's the deal with merch? We put out Baseball is Dead shirts. So like we're kind of in between right now with like our merch at DK, where like you have to remember it's kind of like the reverse Barstool, where like Barstool was a media company that became a sports book. DK is a sports book that's becoming a media company. So we're still working out the kinks with a lot of stuff. We're still kind of on like the ground level here with a lot of the things that we're working on. But once we get merch up and running, that's going to be a lot of fun. So be patient. Chicago White Sox channel. But we're going to have 162 guys shirts. And we didn't want to put out any merch for the Name Redacted podcast because it's not the real name yet. Who tweets from the Carrabis Pod Twitter account? That's Jake. That's Jake. Are you a grower or a shower? Definitely a grower, for sure. Will Sandra join the stream? She was on the she was on the podcast during the Yankee series. Did they ever move Altuve? Why would they? Are you surprised we kept Evaldi? I am. Nolan goes deep. Let's go. Up in fucking Big Mac land. You kidding me? How many is that for Nolan? Number 20. Number 20 for Nolan Arenado. Love him. I am surprised they kept Evaldi. Yes.
God.
Did he just shit on that? Let's go! Raffy! Let's go! Honestly, that makes such a huge difference. Like when Raffy wasn't around, it just didn't feel like the fucking Red Sox anymore. Now that he's back, it feels like the Red Sox are back. Favorite City Connect? The White Sox. Oh, he watched it. Oh, and he flipped it. Oh, Raffy. Oh, I love him so much. Imagine being like, that guy's not worth it. Just stone face going through the cart ride. I think we should just say the Red Sox are back. I feel like that's what we're missing.
Yeah, they could be back.
They could be. They're potentially back, but we're not going to say that they're back yet. When's the last time you communicated with Bregman? Probably when the Astros were here. I can tell you right now. I guess before the season started in March. March 30th was the last time we communicated. That ball was fucking shit on. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the chat the best that I can. I need you to rip on the Angels for 2 minutes. I did that on the I did the Twitter Spaces today with MLB Network, and I probably spent about 5 minutes ripping on the Angels and how they just have no organizational philosophy. Is this Jake's takes right now? Yes.
Yeah, it's mid-6.
Mid-6, Jake's takes.
Yeah, the Red Sox are going to win the World Series.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling it too. The Red Sox won the deadline. Most underrated bullpen in baseball. The Seattle Mariners, dude. The Seattle Mariners got guys. No one fucking talks about them. They've just got they've got a bunch of no-names that can deal in the back end of their pen. So I think that they're very underrated. If the Sox win this game, they're back. That's fair. Clark's catch-up MVP? Could be. I hope the Astros mishandle Vasquez so he'll be more tempted to re-sign. I think he would re-sign right now. I think he would like do a deal where it's like, I'll finish the season with the Astros, but when the season's over, I'm on the Red Sox. Like, he would sign a contract with the Red Sox right now for 2023.
Easily. I think he would sit out the rest of the season if it means he got to play with the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. What games are we missing right now, Jake? The Rockies Padres game hasn't even started yet. Oh, they're playing a doubleheader.
Yeah.
Wait, no. San Diego Padres channel. Oh, the fucking, what is that, TB6?
Tigers Twins.
Yeah. Minnesota Twins channel. All right. We're loaded up. Every TV has a game on it. It's always so awkward when players announce their retirement and you're like, wait, I thought that dude was already retired.
Who did it?
Jonathan Lucroy. Did he play for the Red Sox 3 years ago, and that was it?
Yeah, I thought he was retired.
All right. What else we got in the chat? Back to the chat. Do you hang out with any of the Red Sox players? A lot of them have wives or girlfriends, so they live with them here. They no, not during the season. No, I'll hang out with them before games at the park. I text with a lot of them. Some of them I'll hang out with in the off season. But during the season, it's not on off days we're going golfing or anything. I don't golf. I think that's what fucks me. If I golfed, I think I would probably get invited on some of these little golf trips. The other day, Plawecki went golfing with Shane Bieber when the Guardians were in town. If I golfed, I don't know. I think I catch an invite to that one because the Biebs is my boy too. Biebs, remember he had me in Dallas in his fucking house when he won the Cy Young Award in 2020. So that's what I need to do. But I just don't have the fucking patience for golf. I really don't. If I had any golf skills, I feel like I would get more off the field invites.
We got Jake Diekman in the game for the White Sox.
Oh no! Want to know? Jake Diekman is on the mound for the Chicago White Sox. It's a 5-2 lead for the South Side over the Kansas City Royals right now. Already 1-0. Oh. Heater up, 96. Do you pay Jake to just sit there? Jake does whatever the fuck Jake wants to do, dude. If he wants to talk, he'll talk. Would you pay Raffy 10-300? I don't think Raffy would take 10-300 at this point. Get the fuck out of the way, Bob! Look at these asshole fans clapping at Plawecki. Don't mock him. There's going to be so many tweets about, like, Vasquez would have caught it. I mean, Plawecki's calling you off, Bob. Come on. That's true. That's true. That's a good point by Millar. That Bob's got to call Plawecki off there. That's an easier play for a first baseman to make. Good call by Kevin Millar. You think Heim would ever come on your live stream? He's been on the podcast a bunch. Jared, how much money do you make a year? I'll tell you when Pat tells us on the podcast. That seems fair. Cardinals fan here. You guys are dope. Do you think the Cards should have blown up the farm for Soto? Not gonna lie, I wanted to crack a beer at work when the news came down. Yeah, I mean, I think what were they reluctant to give up Carlson? Yeah, I think I would have. I think what happened was, like, St. Louis was aggressive early, and then other teams were more serious, and then they kind of just fell by the wayside there. I think that they were hoping to get it done early, but the Nats were holding out for a better package. Have you talked to / do you talk to Vasquez regularly? Is he one of your guys? I talked to him last night. I talked to him. I talked to his wife. I talked to his sister. Yeah, I mean, it was like a very sad thing. Obviously, Christian has been he's been in the organization since 2008. He grew up here. Like, his whole life has been here. I think he loves Boston. His family loves Boston. It was a pretty emotional thing for him and his family. Yeah. How do you keep track of which remote goes with which TV? They're all numbered. What if the Red Sox started playing well and made the playoffs? They are. They are going to do that. Favorite root beer for root beer floats? Mug. Mug root beer is the correct answer to that question. Jake Diekman struck somebody out. Is that the first out or the second out?
Second. He's Dyson.
He's Dyson. Can only watch one game at a time. Well, there's a lot of downtime in baseball. Like, right now, they're just showing two relievers dicking around in the bullpen. I can just go look at Jake Diekman throw a slider 3 inches inside and get a called strike there. Mookie Betts is up right now. That's cool. Josh Donaldson's up. Can check that out. We got a weather forecast in the Padres game. That's cool. Yeah, Mug is where it's at. Mug is the correct answer. Are they staying in Boston until the offseason, his family? I don't know. I did not ask them that. I would imagine his wife and I think they have 2 kids. I'm imagining that they are going to go with him. I don't know that his sister was here. But, yeah, really cool family. I'll miss them. They were really nice. His wife used to come down to batting practice sometimes, and she would come hang out. Crazy to think all these trades could have happened without losing Vasquez. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. How many horses are left in baseball? Not a lot. I mean, if at the end of the year you look at how many guys have made it even close to 200 innings, never mind eclipsing the 200 inning mark, that number is not super high. So, not a lot of dogs left in baseball. Do I ever get Cava? No. I've never been there. I've never been there. Jared, I didn't know Aaron Judge is 30 years old already. I'd be thrilled if the Yankees were stuck with him until he was 40. Yeah, he's a late bloomer. Yeah, never forget the Yankees. The Yankees drafted someone else before they drafted Judge. I think they had back-to-back picks or something like that. What are the chances he comes back in the offseason? I think if the Red Sox make him any amount of money offer, he's taking it.
Yeah, easily.
He'd be like, how's like 1 year like league minimum? He's like, done. Done. Do I think that there's a real possibility that he resigns in the offseason? Yeah, I think that possibility exists. I don't know the actual likelihood of it. I don't know that where the Red Sox are at on that. I guess we'll see. I mean, if the Red Sox, if there is a report that comes out that says the Red Sox have interest in a reunion with Christian Vasquez, then like it's happening.
Yeah.
Unless some dumb fuck team, well, not even dumb fuck team. Like if the Mets are like, hey, we really need a catcher. We're gonna blow you out of the water here with an offer, and he has to be like, listen, I would love to come back, but I mean, this is too good of an offer to pass on. Then yeah, I could see something like that. Anderson Espinosa is pitching for the Cubs right now. If you remember Anderson Espinosa, he was the Red Sox top pitching prospect that they traded to the Padres in the Drew Pomeranz deal. And he just made it to the big leagues this year. That trade was in like fucking 2017. Is Hosmer going to be the everyday first baseman? I think so, yeah. Yeah. You ever see the mug TikTok memes? No, I haven't. I have not. Who's your AL Central team? I don't have one. I like I like a lot of the guys in the White Sox, but I have a soft spot for the Twins because I love Rocco. Rocco's the balls. Good guy. Oh, if he sells his house. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know if he has a house here. Maybe. Yeah, that guy was supposed to be the next Pedro. So I think that Aaron Judge could get to 70 this year. No. I don't think he's gonna get 70. I think he's gonna pass 61. I think that's just as cool. You know, if you're chasing 70, if you pass 61, I think that goes a long way with baseball fans today. You know, you got Sosa and McGuire, Bonds, but yeah, I think if he hits 62, then that means something. Favorite ice cream? Coffee. Mint chocolate chip. Do you think they made a deal with Vasquez that they would re-sign him before he got traded? No. No, I don't think that happened. 4 years, $50 million for Vasquez? No, that ain't happening. I really don't know who else in the market you'd go after at catcher. Wilson Contreras, the best catcher out there. He's up. Cubs didn't trade him. Are the Astros even going to use Vasquez? He seems underrated among the team. Yeah, they're definitely going to use him. Yeah, they're definitely. If I were to venture a guess, he going to play for the Astros. When's Tyler coming on a stream? Was it last week that he said he couldn't do it, or this week? I feel like it was last week that he said
last week he said he couldn't.
Yeah. Tyler should be here right fucking now. I had someone on Twitter flaming Heim for giving up Groom today. I couldn't take them seriously. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, that was, what was that, the 2016 draft? So that the Red Sox had to finish in last place in 2015, thanks to Pablo Sandoval. And then they got a top 10 pick, I want to say, maybe the 7th pick or something. They took Jay Groom, and I shit you not, they said he was the next Clayton Kershaw out of high school. How the fuck do you know what kind of pitcher a high school kid is going to grow up to be? And then he had Tommy John surgery, and since coming back from Tommy John surgery, the velocity has not been the same. The stuff has not been the same. He got drafted in 2016. He just made it to AAA this year. So, I mean, it seems like a good enough kid. I wish him well. Like, I'm not talking shit on him, but, like, if you could give up Jay Groom and get 2 prospects plus the Padres are like, here's Eric Hosmer, and we'll pay his entire contract. You just have to pay him league minimum, and you can have him. Yeah, that's something that I'm going to explore. I'm certainly not opposed to that exchange. Who would have been an under-the-radar perfect ad for the Red Sox? Fucking, what's his name? Jorge Lopez. I know that, like, the Orioles probably aren't trading in the division, but getting a back end of the bullpen guy right now, I mean, they address needs first base, outfield, but I made a list a month ago of all the relievers that I want the Red Sox to take a look at, and they were all on teams behind the Red Sox. Then all those teams passed the Red Sox. So everyone that I had kind of examined as a bullpen option were all on teams that weren't really selling anymore. That was a home run. That looks super foul. Jose Abreu just hit a bomb off Brad Keller. I love Brad Keller. Good dude. Worst Red Sox season you've had to endure? 2012. I almost joined the Marines after. Will the Padres ever overtake the Dodgers? Probably not. The Dodgers are just so fucking good, and they it's not like the Padres don't have the ability to spend like the Dodgers do. They do. But Andrew Friedman is really, really smart, really, really good at what he does, one of the best in the game. Yeah, I just always think that the Dodgers will kind of outclass everyone in the National League. How often do I shave my beard? Never. I haven't seen my face in like 12 years. Do you think the Sox are going to get some guys in the bullpen and some rotation guys this offseason? I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, Heim's bread and butter, and I'll give him credit on that, has been finding these random ass dudes and putting them in the bullpen, and then they actually become nasty. Like last year it was Garrett Whitlock. This year it's John Schreiber. So, I mean, for all I know, the Red Sox are probably going to add some guys in the bullpen that you've never heard of before, and you're going to be disappointed, and then they might be one of the best relievers in the American League next year, for all we fucking know. Not even Brock got to 70 in his record chase. Yeah, he was bummed about that. I know that. I know he was getting kind of tight with the Maris family, and it was something that meant a lot to him. But he never got to 70. He just wanted to break the American League record. What's your go-to McDonald's order? 10-piece chicken nugget. Actually, no. Double quarter pounder with cheese, no pickles. A 6-piece chicken nugget and a cinnamon roll. People don't know this about McDonald's, but I'm about to shed some knowledge. McDonald's has the best cinnamon rolls in the game. Like, I might, now that you just put that thought in my head, I'm probably gonna go get a cinnamon roll after this Red Sox game against the Houston Astros. Jake, you ever have a cinnamon roll?
I've had one before, but not from McDonald's.
You got to get one from McDonald's. Like, you're going to get that cinnamon roll from McDonald's, and you're going to be like, what the fuck have I been doing my whole life? Why have I not just been absolutely crushing cinnamon rolls from McDonald's? I would go through the McDonald's drive-thru and just order a cinnamon roll and, like, a medium orange soda.
I might get 2.
You should get 2. Are Hosmer and Pham trading pieces this offseason? Well, I guess that's an interesting question with Hosmer specifically, because he wouldn't cost the receiving team anything. He's getting paid league minimum. The Padres picked up the tab for his contract. It would make sense maybe because, you know, you have Cassis, and maybe you explore the qualifying offer with JD. He takes it. Now he comes back. Where do you have? And then you got Bob and fucking Franchi, and you get all these guys. So maybe they trade Hosmer and he has some value to someone because he's essentially a free piece. So I don't know. It's an interesting question. And I'm sure that they will consider it. Like Haim said today, he's like, if you've thought of it, we've considered it. So yeah, I don't know about Pham. I don't know if I don't know what his contract is, to be honest. Who's the player in the league you have the most beef with? Garrett Cole. I fucking hate him, and I'm sure he doesn't like me either. That's okay. I want to go to the Cape League. We still haven't fucking done it. Still have not done it. Heard Groom probably would have been DFA candidate. Yeah, he was. He could have. They weren't going to protect him in the Rule 5, I don't think. Is there any conceivable way the Sox can get Glasnow in the near future? Let me ask. I fucking love Tyler Glasnow. I'm not really going to ask. I'm just going to text him and say, miss you, daddy. That's what people don't get, because Glasnow doesn't have... Tyler Glasnow does not have Twitter. So whenever I tweet these sexually charged emotions that I have towards Tyler Glasnow, and everyone thinks that it's a very one-sided thing, what people don't get is that we sext. It's a two-way street. But you'd never know that because he ain't on Twitter. David Price must be spamming AC with cutter text tonight. Who did it was fucking Seabold. It was Seabold. Yeah, he gave up like 8 runs. He was like, this guy's fucking filthy. Yeah, this guy's nasty. Sawamura, don't love this, but hey, we're all having a good time. Everyone's enjoying themselves. I mean, we're sitting pretty with the audience here. I feel like we haven't budged because, I mean, people are locked in on the stream. Once you're in, you're in.
Well, it's probably the first close game we've had, like, ever.
Ever. Since Toronto, since June 28th.
Yeah.
Would you rather have the hill the Astros had or the statue the Marlins had? The statue the Marlins had. The hill was cool and it like made for like funny videos and stuff, but the Marlins home run statue was fucking epic. They should bring that shit back. Is JD a hitting coach in the dugout or does he keep to himself? No, I mean, if you ask Rafael Devers, he would tell you that JD has helped immensely with his hitting. And I'm not going to name any names. But there have been guys in the Red Sox that I've talked to when they've had hitting problems. And I'm like, go talk to JD. And then they're like, well, I can't. Like, I don't want to bother him. And I'm like, bro, he would be more than happy to share his knowledge with you. He's obsessed with hitting. It's all he knows. It's his passion. He loves talking about it. And I'm sure he would be flattered if you sought him out to help out. And lo and behold, they went to JD. And JD was like, let me help you. And he did. JD's a great fucking teammate. I wanted Fam in the offseason and early on. Yeah, well, he's here. No, Cinnabon? I've never been to Cinnabon. Biggest deal this deadline without a big name involved. The biggest deal or the best deal? The best deal at this deadline without a big name involved. I don't know. I mean, I guess like the Cardinals getting Jordan Montgomery was pretty good. The Twins made a lot of good pickups that I liked a lot. Like Michael Fulmer's having a pretty sneaky okay / good year. He went from the Tigers to the Twins today. I didn't love a lot of what the Blue Jays did, I guess. Trying to think of like the contenders. Yeah, the Mets disappointed me. The Guardians didn't do shit, which was crazy. The Rays didn't really do much to impress. The Braves getting Iglesias. The Phillies getting Syndergaard. The White Sox, I don't even fucking think that they knew that. I don't think they even knew that the deadline was today. Yeah, I guess that would have to be it for like low key. Alright. Jared, can I buy you a McDonald's cinnamon roll? Yeah, you can. I'd love that. Jared, what did you and Haim talk about at BP the other day? A few things. I said it earlier, but like I gave him my like letter grade of his performance this year, which I said was a C-. We talked about the Manny Ramirez trade in 2008 because he was with Tampa then, and I guess the Rays were trying to get Jason Bay, and they thought that they had him, and then next thing you know, they don't have him, and he was like, what the fuck happened? And it was because the Red Sox had the 3-team trade with the Pirates and the Dodgers. We talked about, it's how the team is in a spot where like no one believes in this team. Like they're flying under the radar. That can ignite a club. So stuff like that, or at least for like the shareable stuff. Do I hate Cole or McHugh more? Probably Cole. My issue really wasn't with Colin McHugh. With Colin McHugh is his wife. His wife was a fucking asshole, and then he just like didn't answer for it. I have not been to Truist Park yet. I have not been there yet. I've been to Atlanta. I've been outside of it. I've seen it from the outside. I have not seen it from the inside yet. How is Sandra? She's been with Pat a lot recently. It was not Bob. The player that I was talking about that I told to sack the fuck up and ask JD for help was not Bob. How many hits could you get off Dallas Braden right now? A fucking million. I faced him in November. We played in like a charity baseball game in Dallas, Texas, and he was on the other team, and I got in at bat against him, and I hit a ball to the wall that got caught because they shifted me up against the fence because they knew that I was about to hammer one, and I did. What would feel worse for you, the Dodgers and Mookie getting a ring this year, or the Yankees? I don't care if Mookie gets a ring with the Dodgers. I mean, he already got a ring with the Dodgers. I guess that would mean that he has more rings with the Dodgers than with the Red Sox. That would, I guess, suck a little bit, but I mean, for the most part, I feel like Dodger fans would just enjoy their championship, whereas like Yankee fans would just be insufferable for winning a championship this year, especially like with Benintendi. I don't want any of that. Please fucking catch this ball. Please fucking catch this ball. Thank you. Christ. Is Whitlock available tonight? I think so. What's happening with Eddie Rodriguez? I don't know. He never answered me. I didn't want to pry. I was not overbearing. I kind of just threw out my support and let him know that I was here to talk if he wanted to talk. And I hope that he was okay. But I guess he's throwing and he's supposed to be coming back. I don't know. Am I the only one that thinks we should have traded Bogarts and everyone else? Yeah. Yeah, that's stupid. Really dumb. Yeah, I don't really have any insight on Eddie. I don't. What's your relationship to the Red Sox? You just know a lot of people. Where'd you come from, dude? There's no way you just stumble upon a random live stream. Like I don't get that at all. But yeah, McHugh's wife sucks. She's just a fucking terrible person. Jared is the new assistant GM for the Red Sox. I'm basically like an unpaid team therapist, but it makes sense. Like guys know, like I could relate to that in a way. Like when I worked at Barstool, like I had a friend that did not work at Barstool but was in like the sports media world, and so like I could vent about my job and like the workplace knowing that you're removed from it but you're still in the space. And I think with the Red Sox, a lot of the guys are like, he's not on the team but he's in the space, and he cares about this, like what I do for a living, us winning and us performing well. He cares about that as much as I do, but he's not in the room. So like I feel safe like talking to this individual. So I feel like that's kind of That's kind of how that happens. Another run for the Seattle Mariners. 8-6, ninth inning.
But then if your therapist also had a social following and tweeted you and hyped you up all the time, which would be like a good, pretty good perk of a therapist.
Yeah. Like I can help build a little brand for you, sure. But I think it means a lot that they trust me. Like I obviously like things are said that like I would never share. But yeah, I think that's why it's such a weird spot, because it's like you're in the media, but at the same time, like there's no one's left wondering where my allegiances lie at the end of the day. So when are you gonna make it out to Petco Park? I've been there. I went there in 19 twice. No. Yeah. Last time I was at a game there, I think was 2019. But I'll definitely have to come back now that Soto's there for sure. Since Tommy Pham got added, do the Red Sox have the most handsome team in the league? They're pretty handsome. They're a pretty handsome club. I would agree with that. Could you see Duran switching back to second base someday? Not on this team. I don't think that he has. I mean, especially now that they have Story locked up to a fucking 6-year deal. I don't see that. Can someone fill me in on why Xander didn't start today? I think it was just a routine. The nerf he lost tonight on literally the last possible frame that I needed. Cubs-Cardinals hit. Cubs-Cardinals hit. Orioles-Rangers hit. The Royals did not score in the first. And then the White Sox scored fucking 3 runs in the bottom of the first. So I got as close as I could come. I thought you played for the Red Sox when I first became a fan. Sometimes I do get that. Sometimes I do get that. Like, I'll be, if I'm like at Fenway and then people come up and ask for pictures, you'll get like the parents who don't know who I am have their little kids come up to me and ask me to sign a baseball, and I'll like let them know like, hey, I'm not on the team. And sometimes they'll go like, oh, or sometimes they do know who you are and they're like, oh no, like I do want you to sign it. I'm like, well, it's gonna decrease the value of this baseball. Are you sure? And then it goes from there. But especially at winter weekend, like when we used to do winter weekend, we would be walking around the casino there, and they would just see like a huge crowd of people coming up, and other people would get super confused and be like, I don't know who this guy is, but I'm gonna take a picture with him because everyone else is, and they get confused. But Jared, would you have loved to see Jock sign with the Yankees just to see Jock versus Pham? I didn't even think about that. I did not even think about that. That would be actually very funny. Next WrestleMania main event going to be Reigns versus The Rock. If The Rock has the time in his schedule, I feel like he doesn't. I feel like his schedule is preposterous, but I think it would be cool. It doesn't have to be for the titles, though. That's the thing. Like, you can't have Roman hang on to the titles until next April. Like, that would be ridiculous. But yeah, I would like to see it, because you're not gonna have the Rock win and like win 2 titles only to just go back to Hollywood. Jared, I don't see Xander to the Dodgers, but what would that mean to you if he did sign there? I mean, he'd be back with Mookie. I don't think Xander is going anywhere. Like, that's not like with Mookie. With Mookie, I didn't believe half the shit I was saying. Like, I was more just in denial that like that like this is where we're at and like this is how it's going down. I thought that there was a chance that they would be able to re-sign him if he went to free agency, but he never made it there. They traded him to the Dodgers. The Dodgers gave him the bag, and he stayed. With Xander, they did not trade Xander. He's going to go to free agency. I think he I think he 1,000% wants to stay here. And I think that if Heim is not aggressive enough, I think ownership will step in and be like, what the fuck? Like, get this done. He wants to play here. What's the number? Write the check. You know? I think that's it, it'll get to that point with Xander. Where's the best place near Fenway to grab lunch? If you're a steak tip guy, which you should be, Cask and Flagon has really good steak tips. They have great baked mac and cheese, and they have pretty good lobster rolls. Hello, Benjamin. Do you have a second favorite team? The Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers are my second favorite team. I love the Brewers. I love the Brewers, love their fans. And if I had a third favorite team, it's the Atlanta Braves. I love the Braves. Love that fan base. I love Blooper. What's your favorite piece of memorabilia that you own? Probably my fucking 2018 World Series ring. I sometimes forget that I have it. It's locked in a safe. But if that counts, I would say my 2018 World Series ring. When are you going to make the trip to come home to Seattle? I'll be there. If the Mariners make the playoffs, that could go. Okay. If the Mariners make the playoffs, I'm there. Count me in. I don't care what I have to pay for a ticket. I'll fucking be there. Who's the coolest player on the Red Sox, and why is it Tommy Pham? I got to get to know Tommy Pham a little bit. I interviewed him back in 2017 or 18, I want to say. He was cool in the interview, but it was also over Zoom, so it wasn't face-to-face. I'm sure I'll see him. I talked to Eric Hosmer before the game today. I know him a little bit. I know his wife from when she worked at Nesson. And he's super tight with Devin Marrero. So the last time I saw them was during Rough and Rowdy during the Super Bowl in Miami. They were there. And now he's with the Red Sox. Talked to him like an hour before first pitch tonight. He's going to link up with the Red Sox in Kansas City. So I'll get to see Haas next homestand. As a Red Sox fan, what would you have given up for Soto? I don't know, man. Like, obviously, I would love to have Juan Soto on my team, but am I putting Tristan Cassis in a deal for Juan Soto? No. Like, it already stops there. Like, you're talking like Cassis, Meyer, Bayo, fucking Nick York, and like Verdugo. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot. That's a lot to give up. Do you have the Astros making it out of the American League? I think that's the hope, right? I think they are the team that stands in the way of the New York Yankees from going to the World Series. So, did Jake play for the Red Sox? Yeah, he played 7 seasons, 8 seasons, 7 seasons.
Yeah, it's short.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, he played 7 seasons for the Red Sox. Yeah, look him up. Nate looked great last night pitching. Do you see the Sox backdooring in the playoffs and possibly getting hot? I do. I don't think that it's a crazy thought. Oh, the Benintendi catch. I'll never forget that. That's nuts. Thoughts on the Weck dog being an everyday player? I think it's a half and half thing. Like a couple years ago when it was just 50-50. Craziest thing that you signed? I've signed some titties before. I signed some titties. I signed a baby at Winter Weekend 2019. That's probably the craziest thing I've ever signed. Someone had me sign a fucking baby. Did you see that video?
I don't think so. Where on the baby?
So this couple custom made a Section 10 onesie on their legit baby. And then they were holding the baby and they were like, "Can you sign our baby?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I just like signed the onesie. It was awesome. I mean, that baby can probably talk by now, right?
Yeah.
How old are you when you can talk?
Like 2, right?
Yeah. That baby can talk now.
I'd love to sign a baby one day.
You're going to sign a baby someday. At what point did you know Mookie was going to be traded? The second that the season was over. The second that the season was over. It was like, all right, where's he going? Another callback to the Miami Super Bowl. I had the blog written days in advance because I knew, like, we were down there doing Barstool Radio and we were like going to like Super Bowl parties at night. And I was like, well, Mookie's getting traded one way or another. So I'm just going to write the farewell blog right now, breaking down the whole situation. And so I had it in the holster, wrote it in Miami. And I think we came back from Miami. And yeah, I think I was in New York when he got traded. I was at dinner and just booted out of the restaurant to post it. But yeah, I had written it in Miami, posted it when I came back. So yeah, we all knew it was coming. Would you mind seeing Arroyo in right field and Verdugo in center when Story is back? I don't think Arroyo in right is the answer. And I think he'd be probably one of the first people to tell you that himself. Dark and stormy to watch the Sox close this out? Yeah, probably. I mean, I definitely want to get a kickoff bar at some point. If the Red Sox can get out of this at least tied, like I'm sure they're probably going to give up a run. If we can get out of the bottom of the 8th with the lead or at least tied, we'll go dark and stormies. And kickouts. Best chicken tendies spot, that would be the 99's got good ones. Friendlies has the best chicken fingers of all time. It's not close, but they just keep closing all the Friendlies everywhere. Did Mookie just hit a home run? Right in the middle. Right in the middle of. Didn't he just fucking Alex Wood? By the way, love Woody. That was another story that I broke. Alex Wood to the Giants. I broke that story because he told me. I'm pretty sure Mookie just hit a home run off Alex Wood like last week. Yeah. I'm going to give him shit for that. Let's go, Big Fudge.
Big K.
You motherfucker. Yeah, I'm going to text Alex Wood and tell him stop giving up home runs to Mookie.
It's great advice.
Yeah, best chicken tender spot is Friendlies, though, by the way. Any update about Josh Taylor? Bro, I live in the same fucking neighborhood as Josh Taylor. He was walking his dog a month ago. When were we in Chicago?
July 1st. So, yeah, a month ago.
It was late June. We're in the first week of August. This was late June. I saw him walking around walking his dog, and I was like, when are you going to be back? And he was like, well, after that Cubs series, the Red Sox come home, so it'll probably be like after that Cubs series. So that would have been like July 5th. Yeah. It's August 2nd. I don't know. I want him back. I fucking love Josh Taylor. I think he can help his team. They got so many goddamn lefties. They just traded one. How do you think Eric Hosmer will do with the Sox? He has to adjust to Fenway. I think if he starts, I mean, not that he's a pull hitter anyway. Like, he does kind of spray the ball. He hits the fucking ball on the ground too much. If he's not hitting the ball on the ground and he starts putting the ball in the air and he starts going the other way, he can make the monster his bitch, and I think that he can make an impact offensively. Defensively, there's been a couple of times where, like, a runner's going up the line, someone one hops to first base, and then he goes on the right, like into foul territory. He'll go and put his foot on the bag and then drift right, and like giving like the runner the path. And I don't know, like there's been a couple of defensive miscues that I think we got to clean that up. But overall, I'm happy that he's here. I think the clubhouse is really gonna like him. He's a good dude, and he's got 4 fucking Gold Gloves. I know Padres fans are like happy to be rid of him, but yeah, the whole hitting the ball on the ground thing, like get in the fucking lab with JD. I don't think I can give Alex Wood shit because it's 6-0. If he gave up like a solo home run to Mookie, and like his line was like 6 innings, 2 earned runs, then I could do it. But I'm sure he's gonna be pissed. You can't chirp a guy after giving up 6 earned runs. Thoughts on MLB using bigger bases? Nothing. I don't have thoughts. Have you seen Hub's Heim tweets? No, I don't look at Hub's Twitter. Nothing personal. It's just his Twitter sucks. What's the longest you've gone without checking Twitter? I don't know. However long I'm asleep. 8 hours. Not that I sleep 8 hours a night, but yeah, I would say like if I'm awake, if we're talking about from like the hours in between when I'm awake, I don't know, probably 6 hours, and it was because I was on a cross-country flight with no fucking internet or something like that. The longest periods of not checking Twitter has always been like I'm on a flight with no Wi-Fi. Mariners putting them away. Yeah, 8-6, bottom 9 still. Runner on, though. 3-0 count to fucking Aaron Judge. I don't know if that's putting them away, dude. Do you know Mookie personally? Not really. I mean, like, we met a couple times. I think, like, we met in 18. We didn't have a conversation until 19, his last year. And it was about sneakers. It wasn't even about baseball. That's caught, Jake. That's a fucking out, Jake. Look at this.
Dark
Look
and
at this
stormy
fucking
time.
Sox team doing what they do.
Dark and stormy time.
Dark and stormy time. Give me a fucking dark and stormy and 2 Kit Kats. What's the second sleeve design? Graveyard scene. It's not done. It's not done. It's a very much incomplete process. You have a friendlies 5 miles away? Go to it. Have you had conversations with Coley about him joining the podcast? I know it's not completely in your guys' control. I don't think it's possible. So, I know that's like, fuck yeah, Jake. Let's go. Yeah. Dark and stormy for the boys. Kit Kats and dark and stormies. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that Coley to DraftKings is possible. But, I mean, I still, someday, I'd love to have him working with me again, but there's, like, laws and shit. Do you and Dave still get along? Yeah. I love Dave. Great guy. Steaks. Wait, no, not yet. Right?
Yeah,
No,
we
not
need
yet.
another half inning.
How are the canned ones? They're good. I like them a lot. Brock Holt on the stream? Yeah. You better go get a fucking kick out. Yeah, you can come over if you want. Imagine Vasquez pinch hits and hits a game-tying home run.
It'd be really tough.
Have I ever bitten into a whole kick out? No. But I'm pretty sure that's how Giancarlo Stanton eats Kit Kats. This dude throws 101. No fucking idea where it's going. Wow. Oh. Did you see Dave talking about you on the Dave Portnoy show? He talks about me on every show. Yeah, I think in his last 10 episodes, I think he's talked about me on like 8 of them. There's no ill will between me and the company. There's certainly no ill will between me and Dave. I'm still a fan. I support the product. I still watch Dave's show. When he says it like I'm an idiot, I laugh. It's funny. This is Dave, baby. Did you see the O'Neal Cruz? Yeah, dude. I never miss an O'Neal Cruz homer. It was the one that Coley joined, and he thinks he will come back to Barstool. I've heard him say that. I've heard him say that a lot. But I'm happy where I'm at. I get to do everything I want to do. All the opportunities that I've always wanted to pursue, I get to do now. And even like cool shit like the WWE shit, like the SummerSlam commercial, I couldn't do that over there. I get to do MLB Network stuff. I get to do Nesson stuff. I get to do Sports Hub stuff. The DraftKings opportunities are really cool. I'm on so many commercials that people fucking are so annoyed now. It's great. The exposure's been great. The people that I work with have been great. 101 right down the fucking dick. When are you getting sponsored by Kit Kat? Soon, I hope. Would you rather eat a pound of Kit Kats or slam a 12-pack of Dark and Stormies? Wow. I guess it depends on the night. On like a Friday night, I could definitely slam a 12-pack of Dark and Stormies. But on like a Tuesday, I'd probably go Kit Kats. Excited for college football? I don't care. Oh, Glaber, that sucks, dude.
Damn.
That's tough. That's a tough AB. Yeah. Thoughts on the Cardinals' chances to make the postseason? They're going to get in. This is a cool celebration. The whole fucking team dancing in the infield. That's great. I like that a lot. This is why they're America's team. Seattle Mariners are America's team, baby. When is Pat going to finish his latest Pat's picks? What did he have to do? The top 5 amendments, right?
Oh, yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
was.
he still has to do the top 5 amendments.
He's had to do them for like 3 months.
Minimum. Yeah, it's a tough AB by Glaber. Vasquez hits a walk-off. I'm buying direct tickets to Vegas and spending $312 on water. That's very funny. Thoughts on the Twins deadline moves? I sent out a tweet. I said, I feel like the Twins had a very low-key, very, very strong trade deadline. Very, very strong. They didn't blow anyone's dicks off with what they did, but they made a bunch of moves that made them a better team and more prepared to win a postseason series. I liked what the Twins did a lot. You think Tommy Pham is going to be playing Red Sox fantasy football? I did have an anonymous Red Sox player text me last night, should I ask Tommy Pham to be in my fantasy football league? That did happen. Would you? This is a great question. Would you rather give Pat your card when he's in Vegas, or have the Red Sox not re-sign Devers? I'd rather give Pat my card when he goes to Vegas, because eventually they would just shut it off.
Yeah.
Like, he can't spend all my money.
I mean, whatever your limit is, that's what's getting spent.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure what my limit is. Like, let's say it's like 25 grand.
Easy.
Would I pay 25 grand to make sure that Devers is on the Red Sox? Yes, I would.
Yeah. I think we all would.
Yeah. I don't see what's low-key about the Twins deadline. They got the best starter and the best reliever. No, the Mariners got the best starter. Best reliever? Yeah. Maybe. Jake Steaks. Middle of the night, Jake Steaks.
Please don't let Vasquez get up right now.
Yeah, that'd be terrible. That'd be terrible. Would you rather listen to a prayer from Jake or re-sign Devers? The thing about Jake's prayers is that I hear them in my heart all the time. So I'm still taking Devers. Who are you closest with on the team? It's a toss between like Bob, Ploicke, Cora, Barnes, Arroyo, JD, guys like that. As a Brewers fan, please talk me off the ledge. You'll be good. I mean, the hater thing, that sucks. That sucks. That was a tough loss tonight. Corbin Burns. He met up with O'Neal Cruz tonight. There's no shame in getting beat by O'Neal Cruz. I'll say that right now. Oh, you're going to boo him for having issues with PitchCom? We only have to use PitchCom because of you fucking assholes. Shut the fuck up. I didn't realize that Devers drove in the first round, too. RBI double and a ding dong. That was a solo shot?
Yeah.
Huh. How many innings did Crawford go? 6. How many strikeouts? 6. I love this team. This is just a good fucking ball club, Jake. It's just a good fucking ball club.
Team that could make a run.
This team is built to win it, and I don't think that people realize that enough. This team is in it to win it.
Oh, fuck.
Ah, fuck.
That's not good.
He's gonna bunt. Oh man. I don't want anything to do with this fucking
No.
storyline. Great pitch. I just hope he takes 3. Ugh. Yeah, that's a strike 2, I think. This gold bottles tweet is gonna make Yankee fan mad. Okay. Where are they at? The Yankees just lost, so that means the Astros are 2.5 back of the Yankees. Chat's popping off. Nope. All right. Yeah. Weak ground out. Thank you, Christian. Thank you for your service. We know that you did that on purpose. You're a great soldier. I've always loved you. You're one of my favorites. You always will be. World Series champs for life. Cutter Crawford, 6 one-run frames with 6 tickets. Red Sox bullpen was nails. Save for Houck. Sox have won 3 straight and have taken a series from the best team in the American League. That's great. They're going to be mad about that. They're going to bring, like, record into it and all that. That's just my opinion.
It's going to be a lot of replies.
A lot of replies. But that's just my opinion, though. I mean, that's a strike. He's just a fucking midget. Ball was in the dirt. Still a strike. I was at the knees. Yeah, I didn't want anything to do with Vasquez there. That's how this season has gone, is like, oh, you thought that you were about to like win a series against the Astros? Well, fuck you. Here's the guy that you just traded there, you dicks. Or is it fine the time I say it? Maybe. Ball out. Raffy Big Scoops returns with an RBI double and a ding dong. Cutter Crawford 6 one-run frames with 6 tickets. Red Sox bullpen was nails. I'm gonna switch this up. Bullpen was nails. Save for Houck. Red Sox have won 3 straight and have taken a series from the best team in the American League. Yeah, that's an out, baby.
Yeah.
That's a dub, Jake.
Let's go.
That's a dub, Jake. You kidding me? This Red Sox team? If you don't think that the Red Sox are going to go on a run because of what happened at this trade deadline, man, you are in for a rude awakening. I see a lot of people saying the Red Sox are back. I'm not going to say that yet, but you know I'm feeling it. You know I'm feeling that. Thank you for watching. This was way better. I don't know what it is about the aesthetic or like the vibe on the YouTube stream compared to the Twitch stream. The chat was popping tonight way more than I think it was ever on Twitch besides on June 28th during the implosion. There was like 6,000 people in there. Thank you everyone for watching. If this is your first time, we do this every Tuesday. We start when the Red Sox game starts. We go through the Red Sox game. We watch all the games. And, we answer as many questions. Sometimes we have guests. Tony Maserati has done this. Lou Merloni has done this. Tyler Milliken has done this. We will have more guests before the season's over. We got 2 months to go of Tuesday night baseball streams. I appreciate you guys a lot for watching. A lot of you guys just hung in for the whole time. A lot of you guys were here for the whole time. I do appreciate that. So thank you. We'll see you next week. Who are the Red Sox playing next week, Jake? Let's see. The Rays next week? The Braves next week? Oh man, that chat's gonna be popping because I love me some Braves fans and I feel like it's a little mutual. All right. Next Tuesday, the Braves are at Fenway Park. 7:10 p.m. start. Don't be late. Me and Jake will be late. But you don't be late. All right. We'll see you next week.